Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalist. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. Why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women awards. I'm your host, Sarah Noel Wilson. I am a business owner, a champion of women, and I'm also a proud Girl Scout alum, so massive love to Troop 238. And I am honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me today is Allison Homan, who is the founder and executive director of the Des Moines Refugee Support, and she is being nominated as a finalist for the Character Award. Allison, thanks for talking with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we hop into the work that you do, what do you want us to know about you as a person?
I'm a mom. I'm a teacher. I'm not a teacher anymore, but I will always be a teacher, much to the chagrin of some of my soccer players who know that school is first and soccer is second. I have always been interested in helping, I guess. That has been kind of a theme throughout. And I think I owe a lot of that to my mom. She always gave us lots of examples of ways to help. And and then of course teaching is, the ultimate helping profession. And so that was a kind of a no-brainer. My mom was a teacher as well. And then it just kind of turned into other ways to help, I guess.
How long were you a teacher for?
22 years.
Wow.
And I actually spent 10 of those years abroad. So
Wow.
I've lived in 4 foreign countries and then 3 different states as well. So I've kind of jumped all over. But I spent my last 7 years in Des Moines Public Schools.
Got it. So talk to us about the work that you do and what drives that for you.
So how everything really started was as a teacher. I was the ELL teacher, of course, all the kids who don't speak English as their first language. And I had one family in particular, but then also just talking to my other ELL teachers, we, kept seeing just, wow, there seem to be lots of just really basic needs that aren't being met. And we've got kids coming to school who, are obviously only eating at school or, wearing the same clothes all the time or whatever it is. And we kind of started with a bunch of families that we saw, okay, yeah, they definitely need some help. And then everything has been extremely organic, how it has grown, just because it's always been about what the next need is.
Yeah.
So, for example, when school shut down for the pandemic, we just pivoted really quickly to, okay, if kids aren't going to school, they aren't eating. And so we did 3 food pop-ups a week, and went all to different locations, and we had different ways of getting food, and we were doing deliveries, and we were, setting up little food stands where anybody could come by and grab what they needed. And we did that for close to a year. And then, we pivoted again when 1,000 Afghans showed up in Des Moines very suddenly without, a lot of the pre-stuff that usually happens before, a refugee arrives. There's, usually their housing is ready and all of these things. And so we were able to do a kind of a quick pivot to, okay, what can we do to support this group now? And so, it's always kind of been about just like looking to see where the need is and then seeing what we can do to jump in and help.
Yeah. What like what I mean, I can pick up on your deep care of humans and also your empathy, and I'm really struck by you have this incredibly strong desire to want to help and support, but you're so very much listening to the community you serve, right? Like, here's the need, here's what. Remind me, when did you start the organization? How long has it been going?
So at that very end of 2016 was when there was a family that was supposed to come to my school, and they needed lots of things. And so I asked for donations, and I got so many donations that we filled up 3 SUVs, and I got some other addresses of families that probably needed things as well. And my husband and I and a friend drove around the day after Christmas and literally to 10 different houses and just like, all right, everybody come pick out some clothes and find some shoes that fit you, and here's a toy and here's a book. And yeah, so that was kind of the very beginning. And it's
Yeah.
incredible. We still do some of that, but it's incredible all of the different ways that we've changed and shifted and pivoted to other needs.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I know that in following your organization, and there are times when it's like, we literally just need underwear and socks, or we need school supplies, or, again, like you said, just things that can be so easy for the rest of us to take for granted, of clean socks during the winter, to be able to
That is
like,
that's a really big thing, especially when people come and volunteer at like our big events where we're handing out socks and underwear. And, they'll bring their middle school or high school aged kids. And I get lots of emails or text messages afterwards that just, wow, my kid was really struck at like, wow, that kid was like excited about new underwear, like
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah,
Like that's weird to be excited about new underwear, but yeah, like, and so it's been a really like kind of humbling moment for kids who just that they don't think about
yeah,
having to go out and get new underwear. It's just something that is always in their drawer.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. Um, You are being honored for the Character Award, and as we're hearing about your organization, people can assume why you are being, honored for that. And being a woman who has been inspiring our community for so many years, who is somebody who inspires you?
I think I have to go back to my mom. Like my
Yeah,
mom is the one who she was a teacher for her whole career, and she's the one who just really always showed us lots of different ways to help. Her current project that she's actually been doing for 20 years is that she has a garden out at her church that is enormous, and she has all these people come and help, and then she takes fresh fruit or it's not fresh fruit, fresh vegetables
mm,
to the food pantries, to various other organizations. She'll deliver directly to some of my refugee families, all summer and fall. And yeah, just she's been an awesome example of just, you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be like have some important position. There's all kinds of ways to help. And
yeah,
that she's always been an example of that.
I love that. I always like to know people's names. What's her name? Like, yeah. I
Jan
know she's mom to you. What is it?
Jan Homan.
Jan Holman.
Jan
Okay.
Homan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to give a name to the story as well.
And
Yeah.
lots of people know Jan because she also ran a preschool in Urbandale for lots of
Oh,
years.
okay.
So, oh yeah, I really can't go anywhere with somebody being like, "Are you Jan Holman's daughter?" I sure am. So that's fun.
Understand that experience intimately. Like, you're a Knoll. And I was like, yep,
Uh-huh.
I'm Joe Knoll's daughter. Like, he's back
Sure
home. He's
am.
really big in the community. So I love
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
people are going to be exposed to your story. Some who might already be familiar, some who aren't, both through the event that's happening in May, but also through all the promotions that the Girl Scouts doing in this show. What's one thing you want people to leave with, in hearing your message? Like, what do you want them to leave with?
I mean, I think the thing about Des Moines Refugee Support that is so different from most other nonprofits is that I'm the only employee. everyone else is a volunteer. And the volunteers that we have, my goodness, first of all, it's mostly women. We, of course, have a bunch of great guys, but we are majority women. And just the amount of just mom energy that is brought to the things that need to get done. And I mean, most of the things that we're doing, that's exactly what's needed, right? Is we just need some good mom energy. Lots of times we need some teacher energy. So I love it when my fellow teachers show up at stuff. But yeah, it's this organization is very much like a women rule the world type of thing. And we are just like getting it done.
Yeah.
I had a friend recently like shared this little video, and it was talking about how there was a scientific study where they make you stand at the base of a hill and you have to say how steep you think the hill is. And the study says that if you have a friend standing next to you, that the hill looks less steep, that like it looks more manageable, basically. And so I think that just the women that have come together to volunteer, I think there's like a lot of like friendship and camaraderie in that, where we're kind of like, yeah, we can like work together. I got my friends here. But then also just with the families that we're supporting, there's a lot of like, oh, hey, like I need to pay my rent or whatever. But even more than that, the thing that the mom energy and the teacher energy is, we have a lot of people who are just able to like be that friend for somebody new who, just like, hey, like I can stand next to you. I can, help you figure this out, and it'll make it more manageable is really a lot of what we have people doing. And, we've got several women who've, kind of straight up adopted a family that they're just like, all right, this is going to be all my energy. Like, this is what I'm doing. And the families who've been adopted, by one person who says, this is what I'm going to do, man, those families are doing great.
Yeah.
Like they're thriving. And it's really awesome to see just how, just having somebody who kind of knows the ropes, just kind of walk along with you, like it makes a huge difference.
Sure. Yeah. What a powerful illustration, right? To talk about what it looks like, just to have somebody walking alongside you. Yeah. And especially when you are moving to a place that is completely unknown to you, and potentially, the systems, the norms, the culture, the structure, the language, just all of it.
The things.
For people who want to learn more about how they can support your organization, what's the best way for them to connect with you, Allison?
So Facebook is the place where we pretty much do everything. We've got our Des Moines Refugee Support Facebook page, and I am really the one who's running it. So if you don't like it, don't tell me. But I try to make it, here's, information about how you can help, but here's also, here's some great success stories. Like here's some fun stuff we're doing. Here's some cool stuff we're doing. So that's what it attempts to be. So Facebook's definitely the best page, the best place. We also, the night before our, the Girl Scouts is when we're having our gala. So I've got two
On
big
May
things
8th.
right in a row. Yes.
Wow.
Which is also my mother's birthday. So that's going to be
Is that
interesting
intentional?
as well. No, it was just how it worked out.
What's the details of the gala?
Yeah. So we will be on Thursday the 8th. We will be at the World Food Prize Hall of Laureates. And this is only the second time we've attempted this. Megan Schulteis and Kendra Schaff have they organized last year, and then Kendra is really just in charge this year. And I don't know how this woman does it. She's putting together just like a really cool evening. And, just to learn more about what we're doing, eat a nice meal. And our focus this year is we're going to talk about our preschool program and our soccer program, because those are the two kind of the biggest things that we're running. And also just because we are trying to just focus a lot on the kids. That's where we're trying to put most of our energy. And then, of course, when you're focusing on kids, you have to focus on the moms as well. So it's moms and kids, soccer, preschool. to learn more about it. And all of this stuff will be up on our website soon, and then it will also go to Facebook as well, of course.
I love that. I mean, especially now when there is, I'm just going to say it honestly, like there's so much cruelty happening to people who are just trying to find a better life for themselves and their family. I'm really grateful that you're in our community, pulling us all together to stand by them so the hill doesn't look so steep. So thank you for the work you do.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to see what all kind of pans out with all of the different, end of funding and stop work orders and all of that stuff. I mean, it's none of it's going to be good, but right. There's still a lot of people that are here, whether the funding happens or not, there's people that are here and that still need our support. So that's going to be our focus.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Allison, for coming and talking to me and sharing your story. And I can't wait to celebrate you in May.
Thanks for having me.
The 2025 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 9th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofiowa.com. And all proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.